Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is my temporary new location and you have to deal with it. Yes, I'm in the weasel country of Romania. I tried to go to Ukraine to enroll, but they said I'm too old and too short and too fat and too bald-headed. So they said no. They checked down there and said, well, we can't. They're going to drag you back. All right, enough with BS. We have here Mr. Medvedev. And Mr. Medvedev is the former president of the Russian Federation. And I think he was activated about a year ago in being the boogeyman of the West, in which he is making some accusations or made some statements, and that riles up all the Poles, all the Ukrainians, and maybe the Lithuanians as well. And he says that he said that, for instance, Ukraine is part of Russia, always is part of Russia, will come back to Russia. Everybody was like, Jesus Christ, what's going on here? So now he's saying something even worse, which is, I think, a response to his friends, the Poles from Poland. And he says that actually, if he's a little bit upset, he can go to Lviv, the Russian army. I know some of you might think, first let's get to whatever, the Dnieper River with all your army and then we're talking. That's true, that's true. So let's see what these guys are saying. And remember, Lvov was Polish at one point. So I know Poland has a bleeding heart when they think about Lviv. And they're waiting. You don't think so? We'll see. We'll see. When Ukraine is going to collapse, you're going to see who's going to come to defend its minorities living in Ukraine. It's going to be the Poles, the Hungarians, possibly the weasel Romanians, and you'll see. Let's move on and see this article here coming from Ukrainska Pravda from 6 hours ago. It's March 24th, 2023. Medvedev begins to threaten that the Russian army might attack Lviv or Lvov. Well, where is Lviv? Let's see where Lviv is. We got a map here. So you see where Lviv is? Right here, right in the most western part of Ukraine, by Poland. Hey, Polski, Polskie. Are you gonna get it? Yes, you are. You're waiting for it. I mean, if we really want to be direct, and we want to be direct, Poland thinks that it should have all this back. It had one point something like around here, so they want a lot from a lot of people. All right, so how in the hell Medvedev, which is the article right here, Dmitry Medvedev, this is a suspect. Look at him. Hey, pretty boy. Dmitry Medvedev, Deputy Secretary of Security Council of Russia, said in an interview with Russian propagandists that to achieve, and I'm calling goals, in the war, the Russian army could go not only to Kiev, but also to Lviv. So this guy is saying that I'm not only here to Kiev, we'll go to Lviv. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Let's put it this way. You're not even here. Ready, set, go. Right here. That's where the Russians are. I have to say it. I mean, and they want to go to Kiev. Do you think they're going to come from Belarus? I don't think so. Belarus is, they got 10,000 people over there. They will not get to that little river over here if they invade from here. But hey, because if the Russians invade here, I almost guarantee you that Poland will say, our national security was threatened, so therefore we have to... And then it's like what's going on right now in Syria. I made a video about that. The Americans always feel threatened, because America is a tiny, mini little country, always feel threatened by others. And for its national security, they have to bombard everybody because they can. But they always, in Syria, our national security is under threat. Did you look on a map to see where the United States is and where Syria is? And how big the United States is and how big Syria is? But no, it's our national security. So if you will look at Liechtenstein, or I don't know, something like, you know what I mean? Okay, national security. But America, yeah, the land of the free and the brave. So we're told. Yeah, they proved it. But I think that generation is gone. Bye-bye. That generation is gone. Now we have those guys with, different colors and different snips and different and all that. Those guys are going to fight the war for us, if you know what I mean, bro. Let's go back to this bullshit. All right. So we have here Mr. Nice Guy here. Look at him. Look at him. He's got his head comes straight from his neck. That's right. That's a sign of strength. Let's go. Kremlin aligned news outlets. So, quote from Medvedev, let's say, nothing can be ruled out here. If we have to go to Kiev, then we have to go to Kiev. If we have to go to Lviv, then we have to go to Lviv in order to destroy this infection, says Dr. Medvedev. I don't know, I don't think he said Lviv. But anyway, let's make it further. According to Medvedev, the Russian leadership wants to achieve all goals in the war against Ukraine. Medvedev calls this the defense of the territories. And I'm quoting again Mr. Medvedev, in the broadest sense of the word, it is necessary to create a sanitary strip-tease. I mean, that's extra. Strip. He said. Okay, Medvedev pointed out once again that Russia is not fighting against Ukraine, but against NATO. I agree with that. And he says, I will say only one thing. Well, you said more than one thing, but I let you slide this time. Something that is already obvious. The Russian Federation is not at war with Ukraine. Our country is at war with 3.6 million strong NATO army, he said. End quote. I disagree with that. It's not 3.6, it's 2 continents, okay? And that's more than 3.6 because all those people like me, when I pay taxes, those taxes go to the military industrial complex and they will supply weapons to Ukraine. Therefore, it's not 3.6 million, I would say more than that. Anyway, previously Medvedev lied, liar, pants on fire, in an interview that Ukraine is part of Russia and that the West underestimated the Kremlin's determination to start war. Well, he lied according to the Ukrainians, but didn't lie according to the Russians. So what are we going to do about it? Well, the only thing I can recommending for you to get your phone or whatever your source of information have, not TV, and click, a few clicks, maybe 23 seconds, and you find out who was incorporated in who, and who was Ukraine and who was Russia, right? And when you see Russia part of Ukraine ever, then, well, maybe Medvedev is talking smack. Anyway, I'm not here to create too much problem. I already am. Who gives up? Anyway, I watch my back. Anybody moves? So, what do we have here? We have a Medvedev who's, I think, he's just aggravating things because he wants to. The Russians, in order to get to Lviv, the Russians have to really amp the whole thing to about 10 times. Because like this, that's a no-no. NATO will decrease its support for NATO. Because we have to. Will decrease the support for Ukraine because the population is going to have standards of living going down and businesses are going to start, bellied up. So then they will put pressure on other interests that are doing just fine under the war. So it's going to be a fight between the guys over there that would fight with their politicians. And how is that system called? Maybe remind me when the big business is in cahoots with the politicians and how is that called again? Starts with an F, isn't it? With an F? No? You tell me. So anyway, not here. Land of the free and land of the brave. We're the best. Yeah, the rest. So that's it. The Russians will not get over there unless they, mobilize 10 million people, unless they really open their depots with everything they got, which I don't think they didn't open it. I don't think they opened those depots, and they really go over there, or who knows what else they can do, and correlated with West's of support, the Ukrainians not being alive anymore, then even if these guys are going to have only volunteers with ranks fighting in Ukraine, speaking, not Ukraine, then the war will prolong a little bit. But remember, and this is my assessment, the West, there's few countries that are wanting something from Russia, which is resources and other things. They will not be willing to send their citizens over there. You'll see, they will not. Look at all the interventions of NATO and United States. United States did not intervene alone. Always had weasels. And they never gone like straightforward. They bombarded first. Boom, 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 boom. And they came, yeah, let me drive my F-16. Zzz. Hey, anybody here? Hello? Nobody. Okay. So anyway, and do you think I'm BSing? Again, take your phone, iPhone, whatever you have. Click, 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 clack, clack. Okay. All right, and then we're talking. Look, when was the last time the United States fought alone against a, how should I call it, a weasel or country? Because look what kind of weasel countries they fought. I'm not disrespecting, but anybody, even if I am, I don't give a, the United States is what, 340 million people or so? And look, for instance, Yugoslavia, 10, 12, Serbia, 12, 13 million people. Look at Iraq, 20 million people. Libya, 4 million people. So they fought with, you know what I mean, with toddlers. And they all put medals of this and Purple Hearts. All the generals got a rank higher and all. Yeah, I was in war in Yugoslavia. I'm a veteran. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right? Not for me, okay? Yeah, I've been in Iraq, the Desert Storm. Bing, 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 boom, 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 boom. Yeah. There were fights in the street. There were people who died over there. But, you know, overall, 20 million people over rusty equipment with crazies, some of them, and in the desert. So that means flat inland. I'm talking about Iraq. I'm talking about most cities. So it was not a competitor. And it was the alliance of the willing, if you want to put it that way. It was not United States. It was coalition. Again, coalition against that country. But now it's Russia. And they don't want to go together. Let's make a coalition fight Russia. That would have been a little bit better. But not even that. Not even that. I'm telling you how it would have been the land of the free and land of the brave. Okay, it would have been like this. You know, I'm going to come and get it. No. Hey, how about Ukraine backpack and we just stay behind and we just throw weapons and money and whatever and you guys fight over there and we wait and see? Does that sound as brave? It doesn't sound to me. Well, if it sounds to you, good. I hope someone does that to you and see how you're going to like it. Because from this side, it doesn't look bravery at all when it's a group of people with another helping that group of people fight those guys, but we know that it's not about those. Those are just the reason. Hey, mother, what are you looking at? Smack. But it's not even like that because you got the gang over there. I don't know if it happened to you, but when someone comes to you and say, hey, mother, what are you looking at? And you smack the weasel, and there are like 5, 7 over there sitting down waiting for you to smack him. And you pick your fight. Thank you very much for being with me again today. He's not going to attack any Lviv, unless I said they get it to 10 times more. And if they want to do it fast, but I don't think they will do it because there's going to be a lot of Russians killed, and then there's going to be a social destabilization and economic destabilization in Russia. That's exactly what Putin tried to avoid, and he succeeded. Did I say that? Is that legal? No. They were about to hit me. Stay strong, stay smart. Look for the truth and be just like a weasel squeaking.